Hello, friends. If you've not been here before, my name is Kristen. I'm so glad that you're here practicing with me. Just like two things before we get started. I put my Instagram and my Spotify below, so if you want to borrow music to put in the background of this class or for yourself, you can look at my playlist. And also, I've been teaching live classes, so if you want to join in any of those, check out my Instagram, send me your email, and I can send you the links. And other thing, just a reminder that this practice is about you, not about me. It's about what feels good in your body. So this is just kind of a guide. Anything you want to change, anything that doesn't feel good, you want to do something a little bit easier, anything you want to make a little bit more challenging, you always have the freedom to do that. So yeah, I think I'm going to voice over the video because I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me out here if like cars are going by and stuff outside. So let's get started. So we're going to start kneeling on our mat. Bring your knees to about the width of the mat, maybe a little bit narrower, and bring your big toes to touch. Let your hips sit back on your heels and bring your hands up on your thighs, taking a minute to find comfort here. So maybe shake out your head, rub your hands along your thighs, wiggle at your hips, whatever feels good, and then when you're ready, just find a little bit of stillness. Letting your hands rest with your palms open towards the sky, fluttering your eyes closed if you like to, and taking a few deep breaths. Slowing down a little bit, tuning in with the breath, and just seeing how it feels. Checking in with the noises and the things moving around you, recognizing them, really coming into the moment. Coming into your environment and coming into your own body and breath. Just take one or two more deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky, gazing up past your fingertips. Exhale to lower your head back down, gaze in front of you. Bring your palms to touch. And bend your elbows so that your thumbs reach towards the back of your neck. Try to keep your core engaged a little bit, so keep your ribs knitted in instead of letting your rib cage flare open. Think about pulling your elbows up towards the sky and then back behind you. On your next inhale, reach your arms back up towards the sky. Exhale to lower them down, bringing them down, touching your third eye, your lips, and then your heart space. And lower your hands all the way down to the ground in front of you. Walk them out, coming into your child's pose. So let your forehead come all the way down to rest on the mat, breathing your belly into your thighs and the space in between your legs. Maybe walking your fingertips out a tiny bit further forward, sitting your hips back a little bit deeper. And grounding down here, allowing your body to become heavy, relaxing, letting go of any tension in the muscles. Bring your hands up alongside your head so your palms are next to your ears on either side. Tent up your hands so your weight's in your fingertips. And slowly push yourself back up to sit. Making your way into your tabletop on your hands and knees. So bring your palms down to the mat, wrists directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips, top of your feet pressing into the mat. And on your next inhale, drop your belly button down towards the ground. Pull your gaze forward and up. Exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Round your spine. Pull your belly button in and up towards your back. Inhale, belly button drops, gaze comes forward. And exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine. Inhale, belly button drops, gaze comes forward. And exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine. Taking this at your own pace here, and if there's anything else you want to add to it, maybe rolling out the hips, taking big circles one way or the other with your hips. You can roll out your wrists or your ankles if you'd like to. Inhale, belly button drops, gaze comes forward. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine. Walk your hands forward, one handprint, tuck your toes and push up, downward facing dog. And we'll just take a few breaths here, remembering to stay gentle with your body. So it's our first time here. Bend your knees as much as you need to, always in your downward dog. Walk out your legs a little bit if you'd like to, bending the left leg and then the right and then the left. Doing whatever else feels good here. Remembering to push away from the ground with your hands and your shoulders, pushing your hips up and back, creating a straight line from your wrists all the way up to your hips. Exhale to bend your knees, gaze forward and step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, hands come up to your shins or your thighs, shoulder blades pull together. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, slowly roll up to stand. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky, gaze up. And exhale, Tadasana, hands lower down to your side, palms face forward. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Palms come down to the mat, step back to plank. You can lower your knees down if you'd like to here. And exhale to lower down towards your mat. Inhale up into your back bend. So you could take a cobra if you'd like to, keeping the hips and the knees on the ground, arms bent, pull your chest forward. If you want to take it a little bit further, bring your big toes to touch and inhale up, upward facing dog. So your hips and your knees lift up off the mat. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Continue walking out the legs or taking any little movements like we did the first time here if you need to. If you'd prefer to find stillness this time around, you can. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And we'll take a few breaths here in our forward fold. If you'd like to take a ragdoll forward fold here, you can. So you reach for opposite elbows. So your right hand comes to your left elbow, left hand comes to your right elbow. Bend your knees a little bit. And I like to imagine that I am draped over one of those bars that you play on when you're little at the playground, that you do your flips around. So imagine that that bar is at your hips. And gravity's pulling your head and your forearms down towards the ground. You might even feel your heels lifting off the ground a little bit. Just allow yourself a few breaths here in this fold. On your next exhale, lower your right hand down, bend your right knee, inhale your left arm up. Exhale your left hand down, bend your left knee, inhale right arm up. Exhale your right hand down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly roll up to stand. So stack the vertebrae in the very bottom of your back on top of each other and in the middle of your back. Then your upper back, your neck, your head is the last thing to come up. And when you're all the way up, inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And exhale, Tadasana, arms to your side, palms face forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale to sit back into your chair pose. So your arms are reaching up and forward. Your hips are sitting down and back. Look down. Make sure you can see just the tip of your toes a little bit. Shift your weight into your heels so you could lift your toes if you wanted to. And if you want to stay right here, you can. If you want to try something a little different, maybe reach for opposite elbows above your head. Maybe to try to challenge your balance a little bit, you can try coming high up onto your tippy toes. Bring your hands to touch at heart center. Ground down through your right foot and lift your left leg out behind you, warrior 3. As you slowly start to lower your chest down, your back leg reaches up, creating as straight of a line as you can from your head down to your left toes. And inhale to pull your left knee up to your chest, standing on the right leg, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, lower your hands down to your hips. Inhale, extend your left leg out in front of you. And exhale, pull your knee back to your chest. Inhale, open your left knee up towards the left side of the mat. And step the left leg back for warrior 2. Take a moment to find a comfortable position for your legs here, and then inhale your arms up for your warrior 2 arms. Creating a straight line from your right fingertips all the way back to the left fingertips, gazing over your right fingertips out in front of you. Inhale, flip your front palm, and exhale to peaceful your warrior. Left hand comes down the left leg, gaze up at your right fingertips. If you want to take a half bind, you can here, reaching around for your right hip, and maybe try coming high up onto your tippy toes for a breath. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Coming into our triangle pose, reach forward through your right fingertips and down into your triangle. Reaching up through the top fingertips, down through the bottom fingertips, creating space in your chest. And exhale your hands down, frame the front foot, bend the front knee, and come back onto the back toes. Inhale, up, high lunge. Fingertips reach up towards the sky. Think about sending your energy forward through the front knee and forward and up through the back foot. So think about stacking the back heel directly over the back toes. Reaching up a little bit higher through your fingertips. Exhale your hands down to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. And exhale to lower down to the mat. Inhale up into cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Wiggle out anything that needs to be wiggled out. Take a deep breath. Bend your knees, shift your gaze forward, and step or hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale to roll up to stand. Inhale, roll up to stand. Reach up with your fingertips. And exhale, Tadasana. Take a moment to set your feet. We're going to go on to the other side now. Take a deep breath. And on your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. And this time, if you want to try something new, maybe something you didn't do the first time around, I invite you to do that. So if you want to reach for opposite elbows, you can. Maybe try coming up onto the toes. And wherever you are, bring your hands to touch at heart center. Ground down through the left foot.
rise up into your warrior three so the right leg reaches out behind you, extending through the left leg, creating a line from your shoulders down to the right heel. Inhale, pull your right knee in towards your chest, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale your hands down to your hips, and inhale to extend the right leg out in front of you. Exhale, crunch it back in. Inhale, reach your right knee out towards the outside of the mat. And step back, warrior two. Take a moment to set your legs, and then inhale your arms out to a T, gaze over the front fingertips. Back foot parallel with the back of the mat, left toes facing forward. Inhale, flip your front palm to face the sky, and exhale, peaceful your warrior. Gaze up at the left fingertips, reach down the back leg with that right hand. Maybe reach for the half bind towards the left hip crease. Maybe come up onto the toes for a breath. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach forward, forward, forward with the left fingertips, and exhale down into your triangle pose. Extend up through the right fingertips, down with the left fingertips. Open your chest up as much as you can. Exhale your hands down to frame the front foot. Come up onto the back toes, bend the front knee. Inhale up, high lunge. Fingertips reach up, energy forward with the left knee. Back heel is stacking over the back toes. Inhale, reach up again through the fingertips. Keep your core engaged, and exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Step back to plank, and exhale, lower down. Inhale up into your back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. Slow down, check on the breath. Close your eyes if you'd like to. Maybe shake out your head. Shake it out yes, shake it out no. Continue pushing through your hands and your shoulders. And come up high onto your tippy toes. Keep the gaze back towards your belly button, and slowly we're going to tiptoe our way up to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Step the left foot forward 2 or 3 inches, and then the right, and then the left, bending the knees if you need to, popping up onto the fingertips if you need to. And exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up to stand. Extend your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, Tadasana. Step your feet about the width of the mat, toes facing out. Bring your hands to touch at heart center. We're going to lower down into our Malasana, or our Yogi squat pose. So think about keeping the spine long, keeping the chest open, hips lower down. You want to keep your full foot on the ground, so try not to lift your heels, so maybe don't come down as far. If it's a little challenging, if it helps, you can try putting something under your heels like a blanket to prop them up. If you're happy, stay right here. If you want to try coming into your crow pose, you can. So ground down through your hands. Keep the gaze a little bit forward. Bring your knees up onto your bicep. Come up to your toes. Shift your weight forward and maybe just lift one foot up off the ground, pulling your heel up towards your butt and pointing your toes. Maybe try the other foot. And if you want to go back and forth with that, you can. If you want to try lifting both feet, you can. Remember to push away from the ground with your hands and your shoulders. Try to create space between your shoulder blades in your crow pose, like how we do in our cat-cow, and we tuck our chin and we curve our spine, but we keep the gaze forward in crow. When you're done, you can just come back into your Malasana pose. We'll all meet there in a breath. On your next exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, reach your fingertips forward, lower your hands down towards the mat. Start to straighten your legs and step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. This is the last time we're going to come here in our practice today. Maybe close your eyes and just breathe slowly through this pose. Exhale to bend your knees, hovering them above the mat. Inhale, push back up, downward facing dog. And exhale, lower your knees all the way down to the mat. And then let your hands come to rest on your thighs in stillness. Tuning back in to your breath and seeing if it feels any different than it did at the beginning of our practice today. Seeing if it feels any slower or more even, any deeper. And then tuning back in with the environment around you to any little noises, anything you recognize. If you'd like to, you can bring your palms up to rest on your heart space. Listening here for the beat of your heart, feeling it under your hands. Maybe tuning out everything else. And exhale to lower down to your child's pose. Hands walk out in front of you. Forehead comes to rest on the mat. And you can take as much time as you'd like here in your child's pose. If you want to flip over and come to lie on your back in Shavasana, you're more than welcome. I'm not going to be doing that in today's class, so you can pause the video now if you'd like a little bit more time in your child's pose or your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Bring your hands up alongside your head, tent your fingers, and push yourself up to sit.
I hope that you guys enjoyed practicing together. I know I really enjoyed. I hope you feel great. I hope that we get to practice together again soon. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.